The first step in creating a frequency distribution is to decide on the number of classes. When we look at our data, in this case we have 20 pieces of data. So if we look at 2 to the power of 4, that gives us 16. That's not enough. If we look at 2 to the power of 5, that gives us 32. So therefore, our number of classes, which is k, is going to be equal to 5. Now we're going to use that in our step number 2 to determine the class interval. I is greater than equal to the highest number minus the lowest over k. Now if we look at our data, our highest number in this case is our 98, and our lowest is 51. So we're going to have 98 minus 51, and that's going to be divided by 5. And when we work that out, that gives us 9.4, which means we're going to go with a class interval of 10. So that's where we're going to start with our class interval. In step number 3, to set the individual class limits, we know from our previous calculations that we're going to have 5 classes, and our class interval is going to start at 10. So when we look at these class limits, I'm going to start with a multiple of my class interval, which is 10. So I'm going to start with 50, and I know that that accommodates my smallest value. So I'm going to go with 50 up to 60, 60 up to 70, 70 up to 80, 80 up to 90, and I need to have one more, and my highest value is 98, so that should work. 90 up to 100. So I do have my 5 classes, and I have an interval of 10. The lowest and the highest values are included. Our next step is to tally the data into the classes. So these are the classes that we have created from step number 3. So now we're going to take individual pieces of data and tally them. So 65 is here, 98 is here. You'll notice that I am ticking these off as I go so that I know that I have them counted and I'm not guessing where they should go. 72 goes here, 56 goes here, 70 goes here, 62, 66, 80, 64, 79, 63, 73, 71, and 55. Our final step in the creation of our frequency distribution is to count the number of data in each class. So from step number 4, we have our tallies, and we have a 5, 6, 6, 1, and 2. We always want to check and make sure these will in fact add up to be the number of data items that we had, which in this case was 20, and that is correct. So as a very last and final step, we want to create that frequency distribution. That looks like a nice frequency distribution, organized, easy to read, and here it is. So there's our frequency distribution for the Acme Oil Change Company.